Hello there. How you going, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, current Jehovah's Witnesses? Everybody, you having a good day? I'm having an okay day. I'm up here cleaning at the old house before the new people move in. It's a bit miserable, but it has to be done. I was having a conversation last night with somebody on Facebook, and they said this and asked me if I'd want to make a video about it, and I thought, yeah, because it really does affect me. Person, I'm not going to mention their name, but you know who you are, said, I often feel that I'm stuck between worlds, the JW world and the worldly world. I'm not sure how many other Jehovah's Witnesses feel this way. Maybe you should do a video on that. And I wrote, if I just go down to it, good idea. I certainly agree. And I feel unable to make connections with people normally. I can't seem to overcome it, even though I'm many years. I'm really popular with people for a while, and then I sense that they get bored. It's almost like they get that I'm still doing the hard sell that I used to do as a Jehovah's Witness. Like me, buy my literature. And then once they realise that that's it, maybe that's being unduly harsh on me, but it's also to do with the fact that you don't have the same stories that they had growing up. You don't have the same experiences, your school experiences, what football team do you support? It's not in there for you, the ability to just chit chat without constantly trying to fit Jehovah into it. It's very difficult, and it reminded me of a poem. I'm gonna tell you a poem. So turn off now. It's a real quick one. Don't worry. It reminded me of a poem by a guy called Philip Larkin, and I liked it even when I was a Jehovah's Witnesses, although I never told anyone. The poem is called Mum and Dad, I think. And anyway, it says, they fuck you up, your mum and dad. They may not mean to, but they do. They fill you with the faults they had and add some extra just for you. But they were fucked up in their turn by fools in old style hats and coats, who half the time were soppy stern and half at one another's throats. Man hands on misery to man. It deepens like a coastal shelf. Get out as early as you can and don't have any kids yourself. No, I don't agree with the last bit. Previously I might have, but I don't agree with the last bit. I love my children very much, and they're oftentimes my reason for being. That said, taking that story, they do fuck you up, your mum and dad. The Jehovah's Witnesses, the society as mother, as that creepy term people used to use, they fuck you up. They fill you with all their own faults. They add extra every day, including the ones that you were just born with, the stuff that you just aren't good about. And they add and they pile their own nonsense on top of it. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness who was born in, like I was, and who loves their parents deeply, if you ever see this, Mum, they don't watch these. But if you ever do, you'll see that they fuck you up too, because they've got ordinary parent bullshit to deal with, but they've also got Jehovah's Witness bullshit to deal with. And it's stacked layer on layer until you feel like you're trapped under some kind of sedimentary rock of mistakes and lies and nonsense. I see so many people now still who see bad things happening, like what happened in Paris recently, like what happened in LA, and they say, oh, this must be the sign of the end of the world. And if you see me on Facebook or you see me posting videos, you'll know I am really, really hard on them in a nice way. I'm like, no, you can't get away with that. It's not true. It's a lie. Don't believe it. Even if it's coming out of your own mouth, it's a lie. But I tell them that as much to tell me that, because it doesn't go away from me either. The lethargy of a Jehovah's Witness, that sense that, well, it'll all work out at some point in the new system. You can't just turn that off. You can't just say, well, I've left now, time to go and make things right. Maybe it will happen for you. It did happen for me for the longest time, and I'm really struggling now. But I feel that to fit into the world around me is a nearly impossible task. I feel that I struggle daily to do it. And I know I'm not alone. I know there's loads of you like that. And I'd love to hear from you, because it's good. If we're not alone, it's nice to know. Anyway, the person I was talking to, they said as well, that they have their own way of dealing with it, that it works well for them. I hope it does work well. I hope whatever you have works well for you. I don't know the answer. I don't know how to solve it. I had counselling and stuff, continue to try to help me deal with things regarding the witnesses and stuff like that. But I don't. Sometimes I just wonder, is it something that's going to be with me forever? I suppose I'm a bit in modelling at the moment because my wife's away in America and stuff, along with my daughter, and I'm finding that very difficult to cope with. But it is what it is. Leaving the witnesses is good. Leaving the witnesses is best. But the witnesses will always be with you, whether you like it or whether you don't like it. I wish they weren't. I wish I could forget about them. I wish I could just move on and say, well, it was a bad time, but I've overcome it. But I clearly haven't. I clearly haven't, and I think a lot of us are in the same boat. Well, anyway, if you're in the same boat, let me know, because I'm having a hard time at the moment, and I wouldn't mind some cheering up. Thanks, guys.